And welcome to another Warcraft the audio commentary. Today, guys, we're watching another game from the IFeng Cup best of 3 between two players. Let's introduce them. In the upper left bar of the map, the yellow human spawning in. It is Sdc.4u. What a guy. He's gonna be playing yellow, he's gonna be playing human. The map's Twisted Meadows, and down in the lower right part of the map, we have the purple Undead spawning in. The legend himself, not Zelda, Lucifer. That's right, I might have got you on that one. Might have, but it's not Zelda or Link, it's Lucifer. But a good guess if that was in fact what you were assuming it may have or could have been. But as it turns out, you would have been wrong if that was your guess. So in fact, would have been a terrible guess. Really, not even making any sense with why you would guess that. Let's look at 4u's hero choice. He's gonna be going for the Archmage first, and this is Twisted Meadows, so he's very likely to want to go ahead and creep out this here Goblin Laboratory. It's not a difficult camp to creep as long as you have well practiced it quite a bit, because your militia and your water elemental and all your timings and how you do every single action to creep that out, you can watch any human replay where it's done and you can perfect it, because chances are they'll perfect it and they won't lose any hero or militia. And it's just a matter of having the precise micro to let you do that and knowing what build to do, because there's different, you do it at different timings with different builds. Obviously with this build, you get it pretty early. Yeah, so all those things, you can literally watch that, you can study that, you can work it out, and you can practice it, and then anyone can do it. And it's a pretty good thing to do, and since it's been something humans have been doing for so long, I don't think he's done it quite the normal way. I'm not going to say the correct way, but the normal way. For example, he almost lost a militia. Not a big deal, because he used the microchip where if you attack your own unit, the creep AI will switch target, which is good enough, except for the part when there's an acolyte here that could potentially pick that off. Probably won't actually have that happen, but more importantly, it is cross spawn, so it's not such a big deal, but skeletons will be pulled up at some point from this, and those could potentially go in here and could easily pick off the 22 HP one. There's no towers currently in the human player's base, as we can see. No towers going up. That's a farm right there, and another farm and another farm. So he's gonna have to kind of keep his army here if he wants to keep all of those peasants alive. One of the nice things is, of course, when you have the low HP guy, putting it into the gold mine, because it jumps into the gold mine every now and then and enjoys a little bit of invulnerability, which is nice. Here come the skeletons. They already tossed one coil out onto the peasants. Now, you always have to have a kind of a decision. Last game, we saw that the Death Knight was trying to focus down on the Archmage and keep him low, kind of make the expo attempt a little bit harder. Over here, he's going for more, what I would consider to be the better route in general, because it's a guaranteed damage almost. Because as long as you're sending skeletons in here, they're going to have to do things like pull militia, which lowers their lumber income, or they're going to have to run units around, which they may have to do both. In this case, they did both a little bit. And that lowers your wood income. It doesn't really affect your gold too much, because you generally keep 5 guys on gold the entire time. But if you lose peasants, that does affect your gold income, obviously, because you have to spend more money. So you're basically doing economy-based damage, which is a big deal, because you can see right now the human player would love to be going for an expansion if he could, but he doesn't have the resources to do that whatsoever. He's definitely low on wood, and he's going to pull these to creep. I guess he wants level 3. Is he going straight for the expansion? He's going for the expansion. I have no idea. Sure, because yeah, I mean, by the time he gets the expansion up, he'll have made enough peasants over here, and I'll be able to like make. You may not, and chances are you don't even want to start with your town hall anyway. You want to start with towers, so it's not as big of a deal, but it is still a slowdown and a bit of a risk, because if this goes poorly, well, that's like the majority of his economy. Nonetheless, it is a thing, and humans are pretty good at doing it. So Lucifer, once again, we can see on with the Ted Fiends build here, the tech, and he's getting a 3rd Ziggurat we just saw, which means he wants to make a lot of Fiends, probably going to stay at tier 2 a little bit long tier 2, I would assume, unless this goes really south. But I wouldn't be surprised to see him pick up the Panda 2nd again. It's not a bad thing, although it would be really good if he doesn't lose his Death Knight this time. He could be microing that Fiend to block the Archmage there, but he doesn't even need to, because the Archmage is not really going to commit that. But it did do quite a bit of damage. As you can see, this has gone quite south. Not terrible in the sense that the human's still going to pick up level 3, and also he's going to pick up a counterattack +9, which is just wonderful for him. but he's taking a lot more damage than he wants to be taking, and it almost guarantees that he's going to have to build a shop pretty much right after this at some point. I imagine it's going to be one of the first 2 buildings he does. It's not a big deal for his actual footman, so maybe he won't actually, because honestly he's kept a lot of the damage on the peasants, which is not huge. It's not too bad. I don't know why he's using such a low HP peasant here instead of one of the fuller HP ones, but I guess, yeah, I'm not even going to pretend to know. I have no idea what he's doing there. But Panda has been picked up as the second hero choice. It's got the Rod of Necromancy passed on over to it. It does have backpack research, as you can see, and he brought a new Rod of Necromancy as well as a potion of healing on over to the Death Knight from one of those ghouls that is now joining the army. We can see there are probably still 2 ghouls back here. Not mining in the most efficient pattern, but that's alright. It's not too big of a deal usually. Boots will be picked up for the Archmage. He sold whatever he got from the Goblin Laboratory item. I don't remember what it was. But he sold that. He kept the counterattack +9, which is what he crept out from here. And he's not going for the shop. He's going just for 1 tower and a town hall. And even after all of that, you can see he's still having a bit of, no, it's not really a bit of lumber issue. It looks like it's a gold issue. Yeah, he's gold bound. What do you know? But that happens when you have a lot of peasant deaths, because those things cost a lot of money. And also it keeps your tech from ever really happening, because not just because of the fact your tech's not delayed mainly because of the fact that you're having to make peasants, but it's delayed because obviously it's expensive to tech and expand and all that. But 2 fiends already down. That's gone really bad. The Death Knight's gone down. This has gone really bad for Lucifer. The Panda now looks like it's surrounded. No, not completely surrounded, but surrounded a bit. Even though he's lost all this stuff, he's got another fiend down the army, and he's killed many peasants. He's killed a tower that was going up. He's going to cancel the town hall, it looks like. Maybe he could cancel the town hall, maybe not. I don't know. He's going to start seeing a little bit of building going on. Maybe he won't. I don't think he will. So this has gone terribly, but again, he's still not, he's going to lose those skeletons. He's going to drastically lower the DPS on this thing. Yeah, so he's not getting the town hall. It's about to finish. It was a good attempt. It was a very good attempt. It slowed the crap out of the human. And so while this looks like, if you saw this, you might say, oh, the Undead completely is out of the game at this point. That one's so bad. He lost basically his entire attacking army. And if we look how much XP, the Archmage has gained a level and a half from that pretty much. Not exactly, a little bit less than that, but basically. But what we need to consider, one, is that the Undead player is teching up to tier 3. He's got a slaughterhouse on the way. He's reviving the Panda. Why not? 2 slaughterhouses, which is going to indicate some type of a destroyer push, ideally. Because you're going to tier 3. If you're doing that with double slaughterhouse, it's usually going to be destroyers. It could be abominations, and sometimes it's abominations, sometimes it's meat wagons. But in this case, because of the delay, and that's what we were talking about last game a little bit, is how when the human player is trying to buy time is a resource. And the reason is because of the 9-minute destro push, and he's not going to get a 9-minute destro push with it. There's no way. But if you delay the human enough that you can kind of do like an 11-minute destro push, for example, and it still hits, and still, you know, they don't really have a lot of defense for it, that's really good. And now that the human has scouted the double slaughterhouse, even if Lucifer doesn't want to go for mass destroyer push, it's still something he could contend to do, or he could pretend it to do, not contend. Although, if this harass goes really well for the human player, as it looks like it might be doing, he has managed to pick up a Spirit Tower just because he needs it. And also, this time he has the Nubian Tower because, frankly, that Black Citadel was not going to be done anytime soon. It still won't be done anytime soon. So all these Acolyte losses are kind of a big deal, but the Demon Hunter is, or rather, the Death Knight is over here doing some damage to the expansion, which is a bit of a problem, but here comes a whole bunch of militia that could, one, and a shredder as well, so that's going to do a lot of damage, but one is probably going to look to try to surround this guy and get a kill. He's going to try to not let that happen, just going to micro, keeping the skeletons in a really, really good spot, making it very difficult, if not impossible, to kill that Death Knight, and just doing some fantastic micro all around. But there we go, there is the block on that militia. He's just going to do everything he can. Lots of low HP things here. He's not really got any mana for a Death Coil to kill one of those. Oh, but he might get out. Oh, that Archmage is a very juicy target. Just start attacking it. Start attacking it. You can kill it. Lucifer, kill the Archmage. He could have killed the Archmage, I think, because like 4 auto attacks and a coil kills that thing, and he was like blocking with it. I'm gonna say I disagree with that, but that's my opinion. I could be wrong, but literally 4 auto attacks in a Death Coil would have killed that thing. And that would have been level 3 on the Death Knight. Oh, what a shame. Anyway, you could still go back in and do it again. I guess no, because it's way back there now. See, yeah, even the human player knows, like, oh, that was really close. Let me make a wall of towers here so you can't kill my Archmage. I don't know. Anyway, so the base over here for the Undead player, it went okay. I mean, it survived. It didn't take drastic losses here. Obviously, he's not going to have the wood income because he was fighting with the goals. Also, he's down to 1 goal because he lost 1 goal over here and he lost 1 goal during that defense. So he's not going to have the wood income for any kind of crazy destro push or anything. But because, again, there's no towers here, you really only need like 1 or 2 destroyers and you can really just destroy all of this, especially with the panda if it starts leveling up. And that's why he's trying so hard right now to just take these towers down. And he's even willing to just burn a TP for it. Why not? Not going to get all of them, but again, if there's only 2, then that's not something that you're really concerned about. He's given this guy level 5 on his Archmage. He's got to burn the TP. He's not going to lose. He's going to TP. I don't know quite why he took so long. I guess he was really hoping to get that peasant. Didn't quite happen, but you know. I'm not going to fault him. He's going to have statues out presumably soon. It's a shame that he got the destroyer upgrade before the first statue, otherwise he could be healing up right now. And the effectiveness of the upgrade is really just the same. If you only have 1 slaughterhouse, you should always get the statue out before the upgrade. That's true for pretty much anything, no matter what race you play. So if you're going like a bestiary orc with raiders with ensnare, you should always get your first raider out and then ensnare. The only time that isn't true is if you're on some kind of a timing where the resources work out that you would have to wait to get the first raider or something. And even then, it's questionable. Only if you need the ensnare like at a certain timing as well. So, and I'm not gonna say there aren't strategies like that because I know there are. But as a general rule of thumb, you should follow that. You should always get the unit before the research, or at least one of the unit. If you have 2 slaughterhouses, obviously it's not quite the same because you can just make the upgrade and then get the statue from the other one. So just basic rules of logic apply, really. But yeah, so the curious thing is to find out what happens at this point. So if we look at the main base, we can see some towers are going up. If we look at the expansion, more towers are going up. He is definitely expecting the destro push. So even if it doesn't hit as a destro push at this point, the damage is almost kind of, in some way it's been done, you know? All those towers is just not much you can do. And the human player is creeping. He's got level 5, but he's just kind of denying XP at this point. And also, I think he maybe wants access to this laboratory for maybe sappers, or I don't know, maybe a zeppelin or a shredder. I don't know what he wants, but he's gonna get a nice item from it anyway, as well as a tome. Scourge Bone Chime is a fantastic item when you have a bunch of footmen. Obviously, footmen aren't particularly useful versus destroyers or anything, but you know, it's there. The thing. Creeping up the panda, getting that to level 3 would be fantastic. Getting the Death Knight to level 3 is fantastic as well. I would almost say I would prioritize the panda getting levels here, just because there's a lot of towers you could still kill with it once, because you're building up destroyers. He has a second slaughterhouse. He clearly wants to do some sort of a destroyer push. So I don't know. But here comes a drop from the human player. Is there a TP? There's no TP on the Undead, but he is near a shop. Does he have the resources to buy a TP? Not even close to enough gold. He'd have to sell some stuff. And here comes the human. Just doing some stuff. I don't know if he's gonna do much with this draw. Oh, sappers. Sappers came in. Sappers came in, killed 2 cigarettes, 1 sapper. A good game by Lucifer. Well, that was a little bit of an anticlimactic ending. I wasn't expecting that. Well, there you go. So that's game number 2. I don't know if there's a 3rd game, but that's okay. So we'll find out. If there isn't, we'll do something different tomorrow. And if there is, we'll do that, because I don't remember seeing one, but there could be. Because I don't really check too much into it. I just like look for the first game. Anyway, so that's it for this tonight. And thanks for watching. As always, I'll see you next time. It's kind of a short video. Sorry about that. I don't know. Goodbye.